Hello, Mat2 gang. Today we're going to be looking at your folding table project and how we can take the drawings you've created in Onshape and export them as a DXF file to utilize in Partworks for setting up the CNC. So hopefully by this point you have your drawings created in Onshape. This is anything that has some unique detail that would need to be cut out using the CNC machines that we have in class. So for example, my model has legs that have round ends to them, as well as some precise holes that we need to know and have them replicated on every single part so they match up with the next piece. So in addition to that, I also drew my stretchers. So you only need one of each of the parts because we can copy that into Partworks, and we'll talk about that when we get to that step. So I drew everything in one sketch, just as a heads up for you. If you have more than one sketch, so maybe one of your parts was drawn in sketch 1, maybe you have another one in sketch 2, and so forth, depending on how many parts you have. You might have to repeat the steps I'm showing you in this video multiple times then. So in order to export any drawings, it does not need to be a three-dimensional object. So I know some of you like to extrude using the button that I have the cursor next to and actually make this three-dimensional. That's great if you did. You don't have to. I'm going to show you everything you have to do in order to send this as a DXF file straight from a sketch. So opening up my sketch here for a second just so you can see this. So I have two parts, like I said, drawn up in the same sketch. I've also identified the holes. Just as a reminder for you, the dowel rods that we're using in class are 3/8, which is 0.375. And I also rounded the ends of each of these pieces as well. So notice that the stretchers only have one hole and the legs have two, one in the middle and then one on the end. Just something to keep in mind because at the bottom, the feet, there are no holes there as a reminder for you. And if you're looking at the model, you won't see any holes there either. So all that's done. I have my sketch done. I'm going to hit that green check mark. I'm good to go. All I'm going to do is right click on sketch 1. Again, if you have more than one sketch, you'll have to repeat these steps. So right click on sketch 1. You'll see a window or drop down menu show up. We're going to export as a DXF. In here, it's a good idea to choose a different file name. So, I always like to put my last name and what project I'm exporting. So folding table drawing. Oops. Folding table drawing block 1. Now, before I actually export this, I do want you to remember that if you are drawing this in Onshape, you probably used your own personal laptop given to you by the district. Because we are going to be using a program on the class set of laptops called Partworks, this is a good idea to open Onshape on that specific laptop you've been assigned in class before you export your Onshape drawings. That way you're not trying to put it on a flash drive, move it over from one computer to the other. It's all right there, ready to go. Now, format, DXF is the one that should be chosen. If it's not chosen by default, just make sure you select that. As far as the version, it does help that if you have it as a 2007, makes it easier when it goes into Partworks, you won't get an error message. You can have it as the other versions, but 2007 is definitely the easiest option to work with. And then as far as options, it's going to give you different options as far as how you would like to download it. You could email it to yourself. Again, that's sometimes difficult to deal with, so it's best to just download it directly to the computer you're going to use Partworks with. So we're going to hit download, and at this point, we can go ahead and hit export. Now, that'll take about a few seconds to truly download. You can already see it's up there, ready to go. So at this point, I am done with exporting my Onshape drawings. So next step, we're going to be looking at how we can create our Partworks file, get set up, and also bring in the drawing there. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks.